Here's a warning before the video starts. The video contains flashing images that will cause epileptic audience members in the audience to have seizures. If you suffer with epilepsy, I recommend closing the video now and watching something else. Half-Life is one of my favourite video game series of all time. A sentence I think a lot of people have said over the years. But for me, these games are my favourite for another reason. This video is going to be very personal because this is a video dedicated to one person and one person only, my grandfather. To be clear, this is not a review, but a way to show my appreciation to my granddad since he turns 80 this year. When I was younger, I often saw my grandparents every now and then. I have quite a big family on my dad's side, who we don't see too often, sadly. Well, except for my grandparents, on that case. We often go around their house, which is just a walk away from the beach from where they live, which has a lot of memories in of himself for me, personally. But why am I talking about this? And what does this have to do with anything with Half-Life? Well, my granddad is a very scientific man. And we often talk about a wide range of sciences. Stuff like chemicals, the periodic table, time travel, aliens, you name it at the very least. However, one time when I was over there, he approached me one day and told me about a video game. He asked, "Have you ever heard of Half-Life?" I said no, but I did remember the name of the main character of Half-Life, Gordon Freeman. We talked more about this game, and the more I heard, the more I was interested in playing it. My granddad also introduced me to other games that I love, such as Breakout and Myst, a game that still confuses me to this very day, but a game that I think about every now and then. So when my grandfather was talking about Half-Life, I went in with very high expectations. I knew it was a first-person shooter due to cultural osmosis, and I knew that this was a very scientific game because, well, you know, it's my grandfather. He found his copy of the game and booted it up on our Windows XP that they had. From the moment I selected new game, gaming changed for me forever.
Morning, Mr. Freeman. Looks like you're running late.
Half-Life was a game unlike any other. Sure, I have played my fair share of Call of Duty when I was younger, but nothing in that series even slightly compares to Half-Life. While a lot of those games felt, well, gamey, since you know when those levels start and when they're gonna end, often bookmarked by a cutscene, or talking to a character. Skyrim was the most immersive game I played before Half-Life. But in Skyrim, it felt like I was in both a living world and a game at the same time. Half-Life fully immersed me from start to the moment I stopped playing. It became sort of an excitement for me to go back round to my grandparents to pick up right where I left off with Half-Life. I never finished this game, sadly, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. This game has its issues. Every game, well, pretty much does. But I still call it my favourite for all of these memories that this game gave me, and by extension, what my grandfather gave me as well. I don't think I'll ever forget the first time I pick up that crowbar and use my own intuition to navigate Black Mesa. I'll never forget the time I encountered my first head crab and the feeling of pure dread from the sight of the zombie that this game throws at me. These are very much like my memories when my grandfather read me stories when I was a kid. Treasure Island was one of my favourite pirate stories, and Wind in the Willows is a story I find myself remembering from time to time, just as much as conversations over science as well. Or just, well, random debates that we get up to. I always can take away a good positive feeling from those times. Even nowadays, when I speak to him about, 1984, we still get up to a very interesting conversation about that book. Or just anything in general, honestly. Every time I play this game, I feel a lot closer with my grandfather. And hopefully, maybe one day, I'll finish this game. But in that time, thank you. Happy 80th birthday, Granddad.